Okay. Still no face cam, of course, because like I said, I'm still sick. Um, we have to go farm Oculus in this area. Ah, there we go. Much better, much better. All right. Well, looks like that did the trick. That fixed our problem here. So we need to find Oculus. So we're probably gonna have to look around for a while. I don't really remember the layout of this area or what kind of enemies are around, so yeah, probably gonna be here for a while, just looking for Oculus. Um, I'm gonna make an executive decision here and say, if the path to Oculus is too convoluted and takes too long to just get to every time, and Oculus himself is just, I don't know, too tough to really fight reliably, then we'll just move on and take a look at our skill points and do all of that. Uh, and then just continue secret hunting like we were. And hopefully we'll find a cool weapon while doing that, and we'll be able to use that for the Chaos Trials. But we can do some more farming next week. I don't want to spend the entire stream just farming. Let's see what we got here. I remember there was an area around here somewhere. I think it was around here where there's a lot of Cyclopses. Yeah, this is the one. So maybe Oculus will be in here. Let's see, I can go up here. Anything over here, maybe? A switch right there. Presumably I could go in there, maybe. Locked. Okay. Um... Maybe in here. What's in here? Is this just an exit? Not to where I was? Oh, there's a die. I'll take that. I don't see anything over here. See a chest over that way, but whatever. Oh, okay. Well, let's look somewhere else then. Gotta be around here somewhere. Only way I could see us not finding this guy right now is if the chaos level determines what spawns in a given area. This hasn't really been a thing in any other games, but I can imagine the devs implementing in some kind of gate to different mobs spawning if I'm not at a certain chaos level. I could see that being a thing. I don't really have a way to test that besides just looking it up, but I haven't noticed anything so far. Let's see, nothing in here. Oh, I see another die. I'll take that. We're not here for secrets in particular, but I'll take them when I can see them. Oh. All right. Maybe in here.
Why couldn't I have befriended a sentient rose blossom instead?
The labyrinth of no escape and also no and also endless torment. Didn't we skip this whole area last time because it was part of the quest? Like you were supposed to
History tells of the damned
like
Queen
find a
of
key or
Atlantis.
something, but we just bypassed the whole thing,
Can't be
something like that.
now only known as the Heart Phage. The goddesses imprisoned her within the labyrinth. As
Oh no, I remember this.
Salissa's
This
evil.
chest is familiar.
Now she is cursed.
Gotta deactivate the wind somehow.
Tide sorrow and to thirst for all eternity.
This gun is pretty nice. Reminds me a lot of the Hammer Buster from Borderlands 2. I don't really think we've come across too many enemies that it's great against quite yet, because these things fly around a lot, and everything else we've shot at so far has been kind of beefy, so I don't think, yeah, like, I'm not going to use this thing against one of these guys. I can imagine there's probably some skill points with some of the trees that probably buff either this manufacturer or like a normal non-elemental type of weapon, something like that. And I don't think our character has anything like that, so probably not going to be that like buffed by our stuff, but still pretty nice to use. Anything over here? This just brings us down to where we just were, I think. Okay. So no luck there. Okay. Oh. I want that chest. I just have to wait for this to turn off. Oh yeah. Oh. No? Is it like purposefully tricky or something? Whatever, I'll just move on. Whew. We can go down here. Yeah. This will just bring us back outside. Alright, well, it's not in there, in that room right there. Just keep walking around here.
To me, my mushroom minion!
Now, if I remember correctly, I don't think we saw quite everything that's over here in this area. But as far as I remember, it's just a lot of coiled and not anything special. But maybe there's a mini boss that I just happen to not see at all. Yeah, like all this is brand new, so maybe he's in here.
This obelisk will summon an enormous
Oh, okay.
Cyclopean eidolon from an eternal era.
Oh, that sounds like it would be Oculus, an Iclopian. Sounds like a fella named Oculus, if you ask me. That's kind of interesting then. I didn't really think about the these things spawning special enemies that drop special weapons, but that kind of makes sense. I don't know why that didn't occur to me. It's kind of obvious now that I think about it, but I just didn't think about it. Maybe that means the other guy we were trying to find in Weep Wild Dankness was also part of, you know, the what is this called again? Obelisk? Maybe we can go back there and find that out sometime. Man, all these enemies are beefy. Tough guys. Ooh. Is that an armor set? My melee attacks are doing a lot of damage. I didn't realize it did that much damage. I've been kind of saying keeping my distance away from most of the enemies, but seems like my melee does quite a lot of damage. Oh, the clutch. Thank you, bro. Thank you, bro. Oh, or not. Okay. So I guess this does mean if this guy that we're about to fight is Oculus, we're gonna have to travel all the way over here for the farm and go through this whole process with the obelisk. Now, I can't really remember if after the first time if the enemy will just spawn immediately, which would make it easier. I just don't really remember if that's the case or not. The coiled have to be some of the most annoying enemies in this game, for sure. I'd say these guys and, like, maybe the dogfish. I think they're sea wargs, right? All those, like, shark dog enemies are sea wargs. Different types of sea wargs. The more beefy sea wargs and these guys are definitely some of the most annoying. Honestly, though, I feel like there's a lot less of annoying enemies in this game than there are in previous Borderlands games. Especially in Borderlands 2, I feel like every type of enemy has some kind of annoying variant. Like skags have rabid skags, stalkers have rabid stalkers, and flash stalkers, you know what I mean? Borderlands, the pre-sequel, I can't really remember anything off the top of my head, but I remember it was kind of the same thing. Maybe those like big guys that split into multiple smaller versions of themselves. I feel like some of those got kind of annoying at some point. I don't really remember anything from Borderlands 3, to be fair, but I feel like this game has a lot less. Oh yeah, there he is. Okay, cool. Okay, so that probably means that Mike was the enemy in the obelisk in Wild Dankness. We don't have to go there today necessarily, but we'll keep that in mind for next time. And honestly, considering that we have to go through this whole process just to kill Oculus, it might not be worth it to farm for, you know, just that one weapon. Especially if he doesn't just spawn after we kill him this one time. You know, we come back and fight him again. He's not that tough, though, himself, so that's nice. Usually those guys are a bit tougher, but he's not that tough. Okay. Well, I think it's worth it to try at least one more time to see if we can not go through that whole process of, you know, spawning all those enemies and killing them, charge up the obelisk. So let me go ahead and do that. Just sneezed again, excuse me. Muted myself that time. Yeah, if we don't get anything now, like I said, we'll just go to the skill trees and take a look at those for about half an hour. Because, you know, we have to look at the new class feats that we have available. Oh, we spawn right here. Oh, that's nice. That's really nice. Usually you would spawn next to a fast travel station and have to walk your way over here, but that's really nice, actually. Anyways, yeah, we're going to have to look at the class feats, and we're going to have to look at the different skill trees with each feat, as well as, you know, what we don't have any points in archery. So yeah, we're probably going to be looking at that for a while. Honestly, probably would have done me some good to look at that a little bit earlier, so we don't have to spend so much time looking at it now, but it's alright. Kind of one of the last things we need to do. We don't really need to worry about, like, getting the absolute best gear that we can get, because I don't even know what's available to us. So, I mean, we don't really need to worry about all that. Alright, so we do have to go through this process every time. We are kind of shredding through most of the enemies pretty quickly, but they are also hurting us a lot, so kind of give and take there.
To me, my mushroom minion! Look out! Mine. Too late.
Oh, right, I should probably put on my other shield for stuff like this. I forgot ours shield has so much less capacity. Let's see, what's the difference between these again? Health regenerates while ward is full, which is not going to happen during combat. And 10% movement speed while ward is full. Okay, so this is probably more of a travel shield to get to and from places more than anything, which is cool. There's a few items like that in each Borderlands game where they're more like utility. There's not many, but there's a few. And then this one is 25% fire rate, 20% reload speed, and regenerate ammo while ward is depleted. Returns frost damage if dealt melee damage while warded. Oh yeah, definitely should wear that instead. Alright. Seems like that's working out fairly well.
This'll be fun.
Yeah, we'll call it after this one. It's gonna take too long to do a farm of this. If I have to, I'll do some farming off stream. But I don't spend, you know, an entire day just farming. But if I had to guess, I feel like most of the farms are gonna probably be like this if they're not just a full-on boss. Like the Banshee's easy enough because you can just fast travel to the Banshee and the fight's not that bad. Just kind of takes a long time. But stuff like this is probably going to be a lot more annoying. So there's a lot of different farms with these obelisk enemies, and I'll just do that off stream. Otherwise, we'll just get our legendary weapons from the Chaos Trials or from random world drops. And we'll probably just put more focus into what we're investing into the skill tree, because we can control that a lot more easily. Yeah, this ain't going so well. Jesus. Man, what am I even supposed to do here? I can't see what I'm even supposed to be attacking, and then they hit me from, like, wherever they hit me from. I can't even tell where they're hitting me from, and then there's these traps on the ground I keep stepping on by accident. I don't even know what got me down right there. Look at that. They throw way too accurately. You see that? Finally, Jesus. Okay, nothing that time. Alright, well, that's fine. Let's go ahead and head back to Bright Hoof and take a look at our skill trees. And yeah, either we're gonna have to limit the farms for like 2 or 3 attempts per boss or mini boss per stream. It seems like it's gonna take a while, even for that many. Or I'm gonna have to do that off stream. I'll keep that in mind. We'll come back here later, of course, to do some secret hunting. But yeah, let's go ahead and head to Red Hoof. We have a lot of options because we can keep the same class feats that we have and just respec the skill points into a different build, or we can, you know, obviously completely change the class feat and do any of the builds within those class feats as well. I'm starting to think that there's not any armor sets that are built for Clawbringer and Spore Warden, because literally every armor set we've seen so far does not accommodate both of them. Which kind of makes sense. I guess now that I think about it, maybe having both of the summon minion class feats on at the same time is a bit strong already, so I suppose that kind of makes some sense. What is this, though? The infinite is possible. The only limitation is yourself. Increase spell damage, melee critical chance, fire rate, ability damage, and companion critical chance. Wow. That might be better than the one we have on. Movement speed, critical chance, and spell damage. We still get increased spell damage with the new one, but we just don't get the extra boost on top of that from our ability damage being increased. But we still get spell damage, and we get ability damage and companion damage, which is nice. We are giving up movement speed, which is kind of sad. I do like a movement speed boost, but it's fine. Yeah, let's go ahead and get rid of that. We'll go ahead and sell that. And we'll keep this around for when we're moving around places like this, where we're not going to be fighting. Cool. Gonna sell this stuff really quick. And we do have a chance to actually look at all of the different customizations we've gotten, because we haven't changed anything since we started the game, so a good chance to do that for sure. I really do like how my character looks, but I can stand a change.